So I was minding my own business on YouTube, what we all do, and I saw this random female, right? She has this channel, it's getting pretty big. But there's a reason it's getting pretty big. And no, it's not because you might think she's attractive. She's actually not. I hope she's not watching this, okay? Um, but like, the reason why her content started like get tons of views is because this chubby Asian woman, not trying to insult her, I already have insulted her, but I'm not trying to. Every video is about like there's a video about her being angry about happy couples on the street. There's another one about loneliness, and it's kind of like she's not the only one making that kind of content. It makes sense why it's getting so big, this type of content, but I'll explain that later. But she's basically exploiting, um, I guess you can call them loser core videos. Okay, loser core. Now, what is loser core? Okay, so first of all, enough of these stupid core terms. I'm done. But second of all, loser core is how you'll scroll and you'll see a video where some dudes where it has the title is like, I'm 34 years old and virgin, and you click on it and it's just this guy ranting about how he's never got laid and he's 34. Which, look, when it comes to that question, you don't need to worry about it. Don't worry about it, okay? But there's a lot of that kind of content, and it's been rising like so much nowadays. Uh, like there was this other channel, and he's some of the videos he's recently made. It's like, wow, I guess he is going somewhere. He just recently moved out into his own house, and um, he's 24 and all that. That's kind of cool. But his content, he kept milking the same title. Loner, like it was something like, I am a loner in uni or whatever. Like, and it got tons of traction, right? And obviously, I'm not jealous, right? I'm not jealous about that. But that screams a very interesting pattern that I've been noticing. It seems that because everyone is deprived of maybe like natural human needs or resources, right? We are starting to crave content that, I guess, repeats and echoes our troubles, you know? And eventually you do grow to a point where you do have those resources. And when you do have those resources, when you watch those videos, you kind of think, what is this garbage? It's too pathetic to watch. I don't want to see this happen. Hope the best for the guy, but this is unbearable. Uh, but when you know you kind of hate your life, you go to this content, and it's oddly very enjoyable. But I forgot the word. It starts with a C, so yeah. But it's oddly you kind of connect to it in a sense. And this did come with the recent authentic wave, which is where people just strip back their videos, have it be largely unedited, like this video right here, and they just be unfiltered, you know. But here's my advice to you: I don't want you to watch that stuff and to also create it yourself. Don't do that. It may be tempting to sit in front of a camera and name and like rant about how nobody likes you or whatever. Okay. But I don't want you to do that because, first of all, let's think about this in a social aspect. If you make friends and then they find out that you have like a 1 million view video, which they will probably respect the fact that it has 1 million views, but if they see that and it's just about you ranting about how, um, I don't know, you can't get laid. They're gonna it's gonna be kind of weird, don't you think? Of course, I don't really care. I don't care what people think at all, but it's gonna feel very weird. But second of all, this is so important to understand when it comes to social relationships. Let's say you're a hunter gatherer. If you're a hunter gatherer as this skinny guy who, I don't know, emotionally vents every day, his life sucks, uh, because of your social behavior, right? Your inner subconscious social behavior, the tribe is going to push you out. Okay. Let's think about this for a minute. So, what are these subconscious social behaviors? Well, with these people who make these videos ranting about how they're lonely, I am willing to bet they have these subconscious behaviors. Now, back then when I was young, a teenager, 16 years old, I'm just discovering how to talk to people. Wow, very sad, but discovering how to talk to people. Uh, One piece of advice I found out was that don't be approval seeking, be approval giving. So, what does this mean? Well, I used to be someone who would seek approval, right? A lot of men are actually like this nowadays, okay? Uh, we want to seek someone else's approval, especially when it's a hot woman. Oh my goodness. But we, in a way, everyone nowadays wants to do that because, first of all, I guess men do have a subconscious, like a very small desire for like praise in a sense, And this has different forms. Okay, you have your braggadocious blokes who want praise from other people to strengthen their ego, but then you have everyone, like most people, who nowadays want praise and approval to seek validation from other people. In a sense, uh, let me bring up an example. Let's say you have this guy named Jack Parallel. Jack Parallel, uh, he's a bit of a loser, okay? He's a bit of a loser, but he desperately wants female attention. So what he does is that he walks up to this woman and he's, moving his eyes around because he's a bit of a nervous wreck. And then he starts, I guess, I don't know how to explain this, but you know how when someone, I don't know, you're talking to someone and they're tripping over their words, making sure they're not saying the wrong thing, making sure they're not offending you, always like being stuttering. Well, they're being careful because they want your approval, and if you say one bad thing about them, they'll freak out internally. I used to be like this, believe me. Uh, I used to be this person who I'd, I would do those behaviors, okay, and then when someone would call me out for it, I'd be like, "No, my life's over." Uh, which is not what you want, obviously. No, like no, not at all. But with these people, okay, if you, it makes sense because when you're deprived of something, your life sucks, and you have nothing to your name, it's natural for you to, you know, act low status towards other people. Okay. So when they go over onto YouTube, they're trying to do something with their lives. Naturally, that carries with them, and then they create that kind of content. Then all the other low status rats, I don't mean to call you guys rats, actually, my apology. All the other low status fellas, my bros, they see these videos, they click on them, and it's good they relate to it, But that's also a bad thing, okay? Because, you're relating to someone talking about how he doesn't get women. That doesn't sound too nice. Um, but it just becomes comfort at this point, and you want to not be in that trap because that can actually paralyze your progress. All right. You don't want to be in a trap where you're watching these videos and you're just constantly getting that dopamine trip of, I relate to this guy. Because they're not giving you solutions. You're not watching a video called How to Stop Being a Loser. You're watching a video called I Am a Loser. This is my story. Okay. You don't want that. But I may as well give you some advice about it. Okay. Because you clicked on this video and now you're interested about the loser core stuff. So, in terms of being low status, now you don't want to aim for high status male, tons of money, um, too much women around them. Well, that would be great for you, but it wouldn't be beneficial for the tribe as a whole because, you're kind of taking all their resources away. Instead, you want to kind of have a confidence of a high status person. Okay. What do I mean by this? Of course, like I said before, I'm not talking about the manosphere high status person. Um I'm talking about the average guy who doesn't care what other people think and doesn't want their approval because they're too old to think about it, frankly. They just want to, I guess, be nice and respectful. And that's kind of what I've become in a sense. And no, I'm not. Before you start typing the comments, I'm not calling myself high status. No, no, no. What I mean is that let's look at this for a second. So before I used to be this person who was approval seeking, but along the way, I stopped caring about what people thought because I realized that wait a minute, I'm about to become an adult and I shouldn't care. I shouldn't worry. You know, I have more things to worry about, like the fact that I'm broke. The fact that I needed a life to build. Okay, so I kind of thought about that, and then I adopted this new way of talking to people. Instead of trying too hard to grab their attention and to get approval, whether that's through the low status nerdy way or through another way where you'll basically be loud and make everyone laugh or whatever. Instead, I would, first of all, I'd give them eye contact because that's important. That's a very important charisma trick right there. But second of all, I would not focus on myself in a sense. Like, I wouldn't be worried about if I'm entertaining this person. I would instead, I guess, I'll I'll give him compliments. I'll be nice, and that's kind of it. I don't really care about where this is going to go. I just act nice naturally. Okay, and by nice I mean just flashing up a compliment here and there. You know, uh, but here's why that's attractive. Okay, here's why people kind of like that. Also, I need to cut my fingernails. Whatever. The reason why people like that is because in a tribe, if you kind of don't care about what other people think, you'll go far with the tribe. Okay, you'll be able to focus on collecting resources instead of infighting. So naturally, we like that more. All right, and this will bring you above people by maybe 5%, not too much, but enough to be, I guess, different in a sense. You know, um, but all you need to really think, right? You just need to stop caring about what other people think. Just think this for a minute. If someone insults you, it doesn't even matter anyway. Nothing changed. In Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, he speaks about this. He said that, you know, you shouldn't worry about what other people think of you because you're about to die anyway. All right. And no one's going to remember you. No one's going to care about you. So you've got to use your time wisely. All right. But yeah, that's what I observed from the loser core stuff. What a deep rabbit hole. But your goal is to stop mentally jacking off to those videos. And instead, you want to adopt a more careless but confident attitude. Okay. All right. This video will definitely help you more than a video titled "I'm 34 and a virgin. This is my story." Anyway, keep never quitting.